Kyle, you've coached played under a lot of different coaches, Pop, Chris Finch, Steve Kerr, of course. In your short time with the Heat, what would you say like you described? How would you describe rather your experience learning under Coach Spo?
Very detailed, which I can appreciate as an 11-year pro and being 31 years old. I came into the league playing for Coach Pop, and that was super detailed on the same level as Coach Spo is. And I think sometimes it would just go over my head, being, 21, 22, 23 years old. It was just a lot for me at times. So now, as I'm older, and I think, I've took my scars from, playing with San Antonio and finally coming around to learning how to operate like that. That now, once I get here to Miami, it's I'm kind of good at it now, and I kind of understand Coach Spo and how he wants things done, and the attention to detail. So that's something that I picked up being here.
I was good. Didn't get a chance to ask you after the game the other night, but by and large, everybody has said, including Spo, after Game 2 in Cleveland, you guys were relatively encouraged. The late run, the defense was coming along. What do you think flipped? What did Cleveland kind of flip in the 2 home games?
If you want my honest answer, and I don't mean to throw shots at anybody and or even entertain what was going on between them, but I think they looked like a better team without Garland on the floor. Now I don't know the numbers or anything, but I think it played more into their favor once Garland wasn't on the floor for them. They were able to dictate the tempo and get more stops on defense, and it was hard for us to score. And they had more guys out there on defense. So I think once we came across that, it got kind of tough for us. Maybe every series is different. I'm not saying they're better without Garland. He's obviously a really good player. I respect his game, but I think that was tough on us. Once Garland wasn't on the floor, offensively it got rough for us.
Kyle, when speaking with Spo, obviously when you entered the team, it was a very tumultuous time for them, and really Bam has been that kind of emotional leader to kind of get the team through it. Can you just kind of tell your experience? I know it's not a whole season, but just your experience with Bam.
Bam was awesome. Bam and Tyler, they like the leaders of this team. They bring their hard hat to work every day. They're great teammates. They really care about you. I'm not just saying that because it's cliche and because I'm supposed to. Like, those guys are really fun to be around. They really care about everybody, and they know that they have the team on their back, and how they approach that, how him and Tyler approach that every day is really cool to see, because those guys get it early in their career, and the whole team, you couldn't even tell when I got here that we were going through tough times. Like, for everyone to welcome me with the open arms that they did, that meant a lot to me. So it was obviously a lot going on. There was a lot going on for myself and Wiggs leaving our family, but it didn't work out. But off the court, in our locker room, was always in great spirit, and that's not always the case in the NBA.
Kyle, what did you learn about yourself maybe coming in here mid-season and having to adapt from maybe at first not playing and then being the backup center and even being the point guard at times at the same time? What would you learn about yourself, and what did you enjoy about this season?
Yeah, well, I've never been traded before, so I knew it was something that was going to be tough for me. I didn't know how tough it would be. I salute everyone who's been traded in the NBA before. That's like not easy, and so me going through that, it was something I'd never been through. Being without my family, I haven't seen my son in 5 weeks. I just had to really buckle down and make everything about basketball. Have my family from New Jersey come visit me as much as they can, and mentally it was a challenge. I got to admit. Obviously I'm pissed we lost, but I need to go see my son ASAP. So that's just the space I'm in. But it's something that I'm gonna learn from, definitely. It was my first time ever being traded, so hopefully I'll be ready for it the next time.
The way that Cleveland was guarding Tyler, it's similar to how a lot of defenses will guard Steph, obviously played with. How did you see Steph react to it when he was getting guarded like that, and how do you think Tyler can learn from that?
Yeah, Steph and Ant, I kind of was around to see it. The start of it happening to Ant Edwards, too. no one likes it. So it's tough to deal with. Even watch, how Steph graded, how great Steph is. At times, he even struggled with it. Like it's just you got to be able to make the right read every time. I think Ant Edwards is doing a great job of it in the current series he's in. But I think Tyler handled it really well. He got off it at times when he was forced to. The playoffs is a different story, but he handled it really well. He was able to pick his spots. I think me and Davion were able to help him play more off the ball instead of dribbling at 94 feet and trying to figure it out. I think that looked really good on him. And I was actually having a conversation with him where he told me he's worked on that stuff, a lot of off-ball stuff. So that's pretty cool to see it come to light. I think he'll get a lot better as he grows in his career.